This is the news station, WNEP 16.
They came from miles around to Elysburg today, and it was all for a very good cause.
And we had a chance to be there, too, as the popular Knoebel's Grove and Amusement Park made this a special day to benefit the fight against muscular dystrophy. The crowds met Tiffany from ABC's General Hospital, Sharon Wyatt. But the stars of this show were the kids of all ages, having a good time all over the park. Knoebel's Grove is giving a part of today's proceeds to the Muscular Dystrophy Telethon to be seen Labor Day weekend here on Channel 16. The fun at Northumberland County Park continues until 10 tonight.
Yesterday, we told you the story of a young mother who turned to Action 16 because she believes that Revco disposable diapers are dangerous for her daughter and other children. Action 16's Mike Igoe is still following up on that story, and he's here now with an update. Mike?
Karen, I spent the day on the phone trying to find out who's responsible for products that might be dangerous. Now, despite all my calls, I'm not sure I found anybody who will take responsibility for complaints about these disposable diapers. Let's look again at what you saw last night. Linda Stetz of Wilkes-Barre showed me it was very easy for a child to get at the stuffing in a Revco disposable diaper. She worried that a child will put it in its mouth, grab it out of the diaper, perhaps even choke. Well, we also told you that the Revco chain is investigating the diaper, and of course that's good news. But I wondered what government agencies should be involved in this consumer complaint, so I got on the phone. First, I called the folks at the Consumer Product Safety Commission in Washington. They said they'd look into it, but they really couldn't make any promises. They said they'd have to see what their priorities are. Okay, so I called the folks at the State Health Department. They were sad to report that diapers were a product that fell between the cracks of the law, as they put it. I just realized what a bad pun that was that they threw at me. There's no state standards, so really nothing they can do. Well, you guessed it, I made dozens of other calls, consumer groups, medical groups, and guess who they referred me to? The Consumer Protection Agency or the State Health Department.
So what's going to happen now, Mike?
Well, Karen, frankly, I don't have an answer, but I'm going to stay with it, darn it, until I do have an answer.
Okay, we'll check with you again then. Keep making those phone calls.
I'll be back.
Okay, thanks, Mike.
Thank you, Mike. Residents in Old Forge are looking for a solution to a different problem tonight. They want the federal government to speed up their cleanup of a toxic waste dump that's been sitting in Old Forge for 5 years now. Newswatch 16's Kathi Belich says a citizens group disapproves of the federal priority list for the cleanup of the Yakavazi landfill.
Landfill site.
John O'Hearn of Old Forge has been sitting and watching the Yakavazi landfill story unfold for the last 5 years right from his own backyard. But he and 21 others have decided that now it's time to do more. They formed the Old Forge Toxic Waste Removal Committee, and with cleanup plans in the works, they've decided that being number 309 on the nationwide priority list for federal money is just not good enough.
We don't wish to wait for a Love Canal or a Times Beach. I don't wish to wait, and the committee does not wish to wait for these 11,000 on upward odd barrels to disintegrate and create a disaster. We want action from the federal government while it's still in the action stage.
In the hopes of speeding things up, the committee plans to put petitions at the local businesses and take petitions door to door, getting as many signatures as possible. Those signatures will then be taken to state and federal lawmakers, so they'll put pressure on environmental protection agents to clean this mess up fast. And while environmental officials are trying to figure out which chemicals are inside these barrels, committee members are doing some investigating of their own to find out just what and how much is here. Members of the committee say they've watched for years as everyone here, including borough officials, have lived with the attitude that someone else will take care of the problem. The Old Forge Toxic Waste Removal Committee says that attitude stops here and now. Kathi Belich, Newswatch 16, Old Forge.
Newswatch 16 is everywhere.
Police in Luzerne County are concerned tonight over the safety of a small winding road near Ricketts Glen State Park. 2 men were killed in a truck accident along Route 487 on the Red Rock Mountain. State police say 34-year-old Clyde Snyder and 39-year-old Harry Bruner of Dalmatia, Pennsylvania, died in the crash. Troopers say Route 487 has been the scene of many accidents in the past and at least one other fatal crash this year. PennDOT is investigating to find out whether the stretch of road is safe for heavy trucks. And as Newswatch 16's Dorothy Lucey reports, people who live in the Red Rock area hope something is done soon.
Just a shame. I really can't talk about it. I can't.
But Borelli feels she must talk about it because although this fatal accident is a few yards from her home, the last one was in her yard.
They've taken out my trellis. They've taken out logs I've piled up. They've been in my yard. It isn't only me. If it hadn't been for that tree, it would have been in my sister's house.
Belich is building a blockade to protect her house. The police agree that she needs protection. They say Route 487 is steep, dangerous, and sometimes deadly.
When you get to the bottom and you have the two major curves down here at the bottom and your speed is up around 50, 55 miles an hour with a loaded rig, you're not going to make it.
These policemen and Jane Belich have seen many big rigs that haven't made it. They are hoping PennDOT will declare the road not fit for heavy trucks. This hill is so steep that it's even difficult to walk down. You feel like you may lose your balance and fall forward. Difficult to walk down, sometimes impossible to drive down. Dorothy Lucey, Newswatch 16 on Route 487, Red Rock Mountain.
How high will you try? $16,000 can be yours weekdays at 4.
It began as busy work for some Clinton County kids, but now it may make South Renova famous. Children began working on the chain gang 3 weeks ago, making links out of construction paper and lots of glue. Today, they finished their chain, and it'll stretch for more than 2 miles around the tiny Clinton County town. The project began because the town couldn't afford any other summer recreation. Now, the South Renova youths are hoping their paper chain is the longest one in the world, so they'll get a place in the Guinness Book of World Records.
Save your aluminum cans and bring them to the town sign! All day today, people were pleading with Tom Clark, please don't let it rain for MD Day. Tom, I think you're a hero tonight.
Almost, Karen. The rain has come in tonight, though.
Oh, no.
Yes, it's been raining very lightly now in this backyard for the past hour. And, well, for the next couple of days, we're going to run the risk of a little bit of rain. And we'll talk a little bit more about that after I show you some pretty flowers. These flowers were shot up in South Scranton. And they are pink flowers called phlox. And they're growing near the sports complex there in South Scranton. Now let's look at these very muggy conditions outside now. 75 degrees on the thermometer. Look at the humidity way up there at 71%. The wind southeast at 4, and the barometer is now on the rise, 30.16 inches. High today in this backyard, it got up to 82 degrees. Underneath, well, some sunshine this afternoon. A lot of clouds as well. The low this morning was 67 degrees. Records 98 and 49. Looking live now at Sky Warn radar. This is the 60-mile sweep. Just some very light showers now in the immediate wilkes-barre Scranton area. They moved in from the west earlier this evening. Rain has ended, however, out in Williamsport. But no heavy activity, no thunderstorms in the area tonight, no heavy downpours of rain, just a gentle, light shower in many areas. And this rain moving very, very slowly off to the east through the next couple of hours. Newswatch 16's color satellite photograph shows a lot of cloudy air up over Pennsylvania and the Great Lakes region. And over the next couple of days, there's just not going to be any strong push of air from the northwest to get rid of this very warm, uncomfortable, shower-infested weather pattern. We're going to be stuck under it for the next 48 hours. And I think, now look up here, that marks a leading edge of some cooler air. That's a pretty strong cold front, and I think that front could get here over this coming weekend, I think by about midday on Sunday, and that should cool things off and dry things out, I think, before the weekend is through. So our forecast for tonight looks like this. Warm out there, and some showers scattered around the area. Nothing heavy, just some light rain here and there. There'll be some patches of dense fog towards morning, 67 in Carbondale, 70 in Plains, 71 for the low in Riverside, and 71 in Port Carbon, and about 68 out in Hughesville. For tomorrow, a very hazy day, some hazy sunshine, very warm, very humid. Again, the risk of a couple of showers, maybe even some thunderstorms in some areas. But temperatures back up into the uncomfortable range once again, into the 80s. 83 in Springville up there in Susquehanna County, 83 in Dunmore, and 85 in Jerseytown over there in Columbia County, 84 Mount Carmel, and 85 up in Williamsport. Not much wind tomorrow from the southwest, no more than 8 miles per hour. More words to describe tomorrow's weather? Well, it looks like this. It'll be close, muggy, stuffy, sultry, even heavy, like the air inside a laundromat. So get set. It's not going to feel very good at all. Tonight, the showers around about 70 degrees, and another humid day tomorrow. Again, a couple of showers around 83 in Wilkes-Barre, Scranton. Partly sunny on Saturday. Again, I must mention the risk of a thunderstorm. 87 degrees. It's going to be very warm. Sunday, a pleasant day. I say it at this point, 80 degrees for the high, and then cooling off a bit more on Monday. But tomorrow, very foggy, murky, hazy start for rush hour traffic, and about 70 degrees on the thermometer, and very, very humid. Karen and Nolan, what else can I say?
Hi, I'm Jane Adonesia.
And I'm Chad Booth. Tonight, PM Magazine is at Lackawanna State Park, scoping things out for a big event tomorrow. We'll also be taking a look at the new day Marshal Matt Dillon. He's a cowboy cop in today's world.
Then we'll find out how moms can save hundreds of dollars in babysitting costs by forming a babysitting co-op.
That's tonight at 7 on WNEP-TV 16.
He builds about 12 engines a year at a cost of about $20,000 each. Now, what sets them apart from other engines? Well, as Frank alluded to, they produce about 2,500 horsepower and are found only in drag racing machines. Here's more. The fame and fortunes of this man, Joe Amato of Old Forge, begin about 5 miles away in an unassuming workshop in Dunmore, where a skilled craftsman prepares, modifies, and tests powerful 2,500 horsepower engines, the very heart of any drag racing machine. The craftsman is 39-year-old Tim Richards, whose reputation is known throughout every section of the racing fraternity. His fame and engine expertise rests on the fact that in the past 5 years, he's built engines for cars that have captured 30 national drag racing events. But what sets Richards apart from other engine developers?
We start from the ground up. We get a basic block from a company out in California that's, it's very basic. It needs modifications done to it, and that's really what I do. There's all kinds of tricks that we do. That's the reason I'm in business.
The tricks of the business have obviously paid dividends. Nationally ranked drag racer Joe Amato.
Well, Tim Richards is becoming acclaimed probably as the best engine builder, either in alcohol or top fuel in the country. He's got more national records, national champions, major event wins from anybody in the whole country building engines. I mean, people, when somebody like Shirley Muldowney's crew chief, who she was the world champion last year, comes over to us, and her crew chief is asking Tim what to do with their car, well, that says it all.
As Richards completes his high technology, he knows that the engine reliability and durability must be put to the supreme test. Acceleration up to 250 miles per hour in less than 6 seconds. Tomorrow, in part 2 of this report, I'll take a look at the racing platform and the man who races after a national drag racing championship.
Join up for the fight against muscular dystrophy.
Finally tonight, when you wish upon a star, makes no difference who you are. Newswatch 16's Craig Stevens met a Northumberland County girl who has found that dreams really do come true.
Little 6-year-old Jennifer Baza of Ranshaw near Shamokin met a new friend today, a friend who's going to make at least one of her dreams come true. State Senator Edward Helfrich of Elysburg, a self-made millionaire, is sending Jennifer and her family on an all-expense-paid 3-day trip to Disney World in Florida later this month. Jennifer has a disease that weakens the muscles in her heart every day. She's always wanted to go to Disney World.
I happened to see in the newspaper the problems that Jennifer has, and my heart just went out to her. And, I've been to Disney World myself, and I think every little girl should go to Disney World, especially Jennifer. And it's a great feeling for me to be in a position to send her there. And nothing makes me happy than that smile on her face when just looking at her because she's going to Disney World.
Here at Senator Helfrich's estate in Elysburg, Jennifer's mother says it's a dream come true.
It's great. We never thought we'd get there. The kids are all going to like it. That's all they talk about. So it's really great that he's doing this for her.
Jennifer Baza is too weak to receive a heart transplant, but last month doctors replaced a valve in her heart. They're hoping the operation will better her chances for a normal life. There are a lot of firsts for Jennifer Baza this month. Her first trip to Disney World, the first time she meets a state senator, the first time on television, and now her first ride in a helicopter, the one Senator Helfrich owns. He says he's taking her up because he wants to see her smile again. Craig Stevens, Newswatch 16, Elysburg.
I hope she keeps on smiling.
Yes.
That's our report for now.
ABC's next. We'll see you tonight on The Update at 11.